Does this work? No. Okay, does this work? No, not at all. I think I hear hitting though, but it doesn't really work. It's working on Zoom, but not in the room. Interesting.
Hey, Debbie. Nick was on. He was ready to get us started, and we said, "We need David Cook." So we should let him know you're here. Okay, so he can make it happen. He's gonna make it happen. I think we do. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We have the. The pine seats or the plant cover. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably better than what I was. That's a better analogy than what I was thinking of, which is more Statler. Could be like Statler Northern. Yeah. Check, check, check one, check two, check three. Hello. Welcome to the Eagle Court of Honor. Keep talking. I can talk for a while. It's a beautiful day outside. It's a good day for an Eagle Court of Honor. We have room in the parking lot, which is a good thing that I've heard about recently. And I am talking, but should I just continue to talk? And one of the things that I've seen lately is when you do a mic check, you have to just talk incessantly as though there's really actually anything to say, but there really is nothing to say. However, you can have an appearance of having something to say and therefore continue to talk for an extended period of time. Okay, so you want me down here? Okay, so this is going to have to come up, actually, is going to what we're going to have to do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Eagle Court of Honor. Are we on? Is this thing on? Can anybody hear me? Should I continue to speak? Welcome. We're going to get started in just a minute, and I'm looking to others to kick us off. It's a beautiful day for a court of honor. We have an open parking lot with lots of cars in it now, and one of the. Do you want me to just continue to talk? Tell me, give me a sign. Up. Keep talking louder. Should I be louder? I can be louder. I'm about as close as I think I really want to be to this device.
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, so these are, yeah. So
So we have to adjust the height of them for each of us.
Or you can have.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Or, I mean, what I do is I just take it out and I speak.
Oh, we can do that too. All right.
Which is in some ways much easier.
All right.
Hello? Does this work?
We can see.
Hello?
Well, good afternoon, all, and welcome to today's Eagle Court of Honor for Jacob Santry and Jack Tehu. My name is Craig Lisk, and I am the Eagle Advisor for Troop 648. We are here today to celebrate the hard work and accomplishments of our newest Eagle Scouts. Today is also a special day for our troop and its leaders, as well as the communities that supported these scouts along the Eagle Trail. Today's ceremony is a culmination of our commitment to support each Eagle Scout along their journey to Eagle, if that is where they want their journey to take them, and a tangible reminder to each Scout that becoming an Eagle Scout here is an achievable goal, provided they are willing to do the necessary work. This ceremony also recognizes the Eagle Scout families and the irreplaceable role they play in the development of their sons, both within and outside the Scouting movement. We begin our ceremony today, like we begin all of our troop gatherings, with the presentation of the colors. Our senior patrol leader, Nick West, will lead the ceremony. Come on up, Nick.
Yeah, don't drop the microphone. Color guard attention. Please rise for the presentation of the colors. Color guard advance, hand salute. Color guard halt. Color guard cross the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Color guard post the colors. Color guard retire. Please remain standing if you're able.
The invocation will now be offered by Pastor Alice Thibault.
Thank you all. Let us pray. God of creation, we give you thanks for this day. We pray all of your love on this body gathered here, on all of the Scouts and all of the leaders, and all of our congratulations on their excellent work done today and to lead up to this day. Together, we all say, Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Thibault. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to present our newest Eagle Scouts. As I call their names, they will be escorted to their seats in the front by fellow Scouts. First, Jacob Santry. Jacob is our 152nd Eagle Scout. Jack Tehu is our 153rd Eagle Scout. Now at this time, we will recognize all Eagle Scouts. I ask that all Eagle Scouts, including adults who earned the rank as a young man, to please stand so that they can be recognized. It is our honor to have these Eagle Scouts with us today. Now, Eagle Scouts don't make the journey alone. I ask the adult leaders, committee members, and merit badge counselors from Troop 648, please stand to be recognized for their service as well. I now call upon Mr. Greg Butera, Eagle Scout from Troop 801 in Niagara Falls, New York, and former Assistant Scoutmaster of Troop 149 here in Arlington, to give the voice of the Eagle.
Congratulations to both of you. This is the voice of the eagle whose heights you struggled to reach. We remember well when you first came to the base of the cliff and how you looked up with ambition and determination. Look back for a moment. Look back over the cliff you have climbed. Look back at the experience you have encountered in your ascent. These experiences should not be forgotten, and you should profit by making sure that the adverse ones do not occur again. Experience is a valuable teacher if you heed its teachings. We remember when you first took your first step on the trail that leads upward. With your first step, you began living the Scout oath and the law. While you were on the trail, we watched you study, and then we watched you learn by doing. First, you were only a candidate, building yourself physically, mentally, and morally. Then your fellow Scouts called you a tenderfoot, and they were right. You were indeed a tenderfoot. But not for long, for soon you reached the first ledge where you were greeted by a group of second-class Scouts. Some, like yourself, were stopping to catch their breath before continuing along the Eagle Trail. You began to study more, you worked harder, and almost before you knew it, you came to another ledge, the ledge where first-class Scouts dwell. There you found a tempting green meadow by a crystal clear stream bathed in the sun. Here you were tempted to remain. Yes, you could have remained there to live in first-class glory, but your ambition stirred you on. We remember your progress to Star Scout. You found the trail from first class had been an optical illusion, not as difficult as it had seemed. This spurred you on, and again you climbed higher. Now the trail was steeper. It was less worn. Fewer Scouts seemed to be heading in your direction. You looked back and saw the crowds below you. You looked up and saw the few above you. With the same determination with which you started your climb, you continued on the trail. So on it was to the rank of Life Scout, the heart badge that was placed on your uniform. You will never forget the thoughts in your heart. It has been experienced by most Scouts on reaching the ledge of life. Now I am close to Eagle. I will carry on. The trail became tougher, but more interesting. The original simple principles, the Scout oath and law, now had a fuller meaning. Your understanding of them was greater. Yes, we have watched your character unfold. We have watched your leadership ability expand into a valuable asset. We have watched your mind develop and your wisdom increase. We have watched all of these things in you. Now that you are at the threshold of your goal, we welcome you, for you have done your climbing in a true Scout-like manner.
So I want to congratulate these young gentlemen here before I introduce our two next speakers here. It has been a pleasure to help you two gentlemen through your path to Eagle here. And I just want to say it was a pleasure to be your Eagle advisor and that. But now it is my honor to introduce Mr. Andrew Cullen, who was our troops committee chair while these Scouts worked towards Eagle Scout, and Scoutmaster, Mr. Franklin Cater. First, Mr. Cullen, and then Mr. Cater will make a few remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Lisk. My name is Andrew Cullen. I am, as he said, he's in 100% correct, the former committee chair for Troop 648. And it is my honor to give the speech that absolutely none of you came here to listen to. I will keep it short, I promise. We're going to tell one story, then we'll tell you some interesting tidbits about the troop, and then, as I promise, we are going to end with thunderous applause. Okay? But before we even get started, I just want to say, Jack, Jacob, of all the Eagle Scouts that we have seen in this thing, I have to say, you guys are the most recent. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. Now, really what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to give you kind of a story about why the troop is important, right? And I'm going to do that with a story from when my Scouts were first entering the troop. And we were going on a camp out, and it was a camporee, and we got to the campsite probably 8, 9 o'clock Friday night, and it was pouring rain. It was the kind of rain that goes down to your soul. Like it was raining. We were stuck maybe every foot you took, your shoe went in about 2 inches. You were afraid maybe you weren't going to get your boot back, that kind of rain. And it was one of my first trips, and I was like, I don't see how we're going to do this. How are we going to set up camp? How is this going to work? All the scouts went, grabbed a tarp, held the tarp in one spot. One scout came under, made his tent. That tent was made. We all moved over to the next spot. The next kid made his scout while they're, and the other scouts are holding flashlights and making sure he gets it, and just over and over and over and over again. And that's sort of what the troop is, right? The troop is the tarp over your head while you're trying to get something done, right? We're trying to support you. We're trying to make sure that you can do what you need to do that you can achieve your goals. And I know I'm a little bit biased, but I think with our troop, we've got the best tarp in the business. And I'm going to give you a couple of facts. And actually, I'm not going to give you the facts because we have a rule in scouting, right? You never do anything a scout can do. You guys are going to give me the facts, okay? Jacob, we're going to start with you. What year was Troop 648 founded? Oh, sorry, wrong. Back to Tenderfoot for you. All right, guys, we'll meet back here in 6 years, okay? When you get back? 1950, okay? Close, you're close. It's basically the same to you. Okay, how many Eagle Scouts have we had? Nice, it's an easy one. You better get that one right. Okay, Jake, I'm gonna give you another hard one, you ready? When we currently have a streak of uninterrupted years of having an Eagle Scout in each year, do you know how far back the streak stretches? 2006. Yes, that's incredible. All right. One final question. Jack, are you ready? How many times has one of our patrols bested the adult leaders in a cardboard boat race? That would be 0. 0 times have they ever beaten the adult patrol. Okay, so at any rate, as you can see, we have an awesome troop. There's one reason why we do, and that is because one more number. If you guys look in our pamphlet here, the number of adult leaders we have 22 adult leaders who take the time out of their schedules to make sure that while this is a scout-run troop, it's run on the backs of volunteer effort, and it's run on all the people you saw standing up at the beginning. And we wouldn't be able to do what we do without the adults being there to drive people places and pay for stuff. So that's largely the job of an adult leader. So I wanted to thank everybody for that. And with that, now here's how I'm going to get you guys all to give me thunderous applause. And it's not going to be for me. I get to introduce Scoutmaster. So we're going to give a fantastic introduction to Mr. Cater. All right, are we ready? So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium the man who allows his weekend plans to be made by a cabal of teenage boys. His knots are square, his hitches are taut. He's the king of the Klondike Derby, the starter of fires, the master of scouts. Please welcome to the podium, Mr. Franklin Cater.
Thank you, Mr. Cullen. And now for the serious part of the program. How do you eat an elephant? A little louder. One bite at a time. So I looked this up. I was wondering who coined this saying, because obviously many of you have heard it as well. And it turns out it's attributed most famously to the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu. I didn't know that before. It was a metaphor, obviously. Desmond Tutu was a highly influential person on the world stage. He was the first Black Archbishop of Cape Town, South Africa. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his work opposing a government system of racial division, and he helped his country lay a foundation for a new multiracial democracy. His work was hugely transformational. And as you know, Desmond Tutu was not literally talking about eating an elephant. He was talking about taking on an enormous task. He was in a position to know a lot about that. So what does that have to do with Jack and with Jacob and with being an Eagle Scout? Jacob, you have eaten your first proverbial elephant. You have accomplished a massive task. And because you did it the Scouts BSA way, you took it one bite, one piece at a time, over years. That's what Scouts do. Scouts check off requirement 1A, 2B, 4C. Scouts achieve rank, and then a merit badge, and eventually another rank, and they do it all one requirement at a time, one task at a time, all leading up to today. And because we're here with Jacob and Jack, I want to reflect on how Jacob and Jack did that a little bit. Jacob, you're the latest member of the Moneybags Patrol to Make Eagle. Moneybags go back a long way, and you're continuing a tradition. Jack, you are the final member of the Spikes Patrol to Make Eagle. I think there have been 6 now with you. Is that right? And I would say the two of you also had some things in common over the last year. One is that both of you were on a couple of very tight timelines. You were up against it. And I think in each of your own ways, you at times had a sense of possibly feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I've been there with you when you've been looking over what you had left to do and thinking about which merit badge you were going to tackle next and which one you would leave for later. And you each have had moments where you have been, oh my gosh, I've got an elephant on my plate. But you each stuck with it. You did not give up. And you took it one bite at a time. So Jacob, at last year's leadership weekend, it was winter, and the trip is a little bit cushier than many of our trips partly because it's winter, but really more because we're spending a lot of time thinking and talking about the troop. And so we were staying in a very nice lodge. But Jacob, you were working on your camping merit badge. And so without grumbling or complaining, you bravely and cheerfully took your bags out to the yard behind the lodge and pitched your tent. Totally optional. And you did it eagerly. And I thought that little moment in my memory of all the things says everything about Jacob. Because, Jacob, you were willing to tackle it no matter what, no fuss. And you probably did certain things maybe a few times over just to make sure that you got that check mark. Jack, one thing that was clear as you worked through your requirements over the last year, you wanted it to be you that got it done. And maybe also the Spikes. And I think you illustrated some great scouting principles in that. As a leader, take ownership of your task. And another one, take a buddy with you. You were loyal to the Spikes. And if we were wondering, what's Jack up to? We've got 3 months left. What's happening? The answer was, I got it. I'm getting there. Some of the rest of us may have been nervous, but Jack, you were trustworthy in getting it done, and you did it well. Now, let's remember, though, that as you each took those steps and accomplished each task, you were not only accomplishing those things for yourselves, but you were also, in a way, like Desmond Tutu, making a much bigger impact for good. For a group, like when you grubbed on a campout, for the troop, when you helped to lead a trip, for the community, when you participated in service, like scouting for food, and when you led your Eagle projects. Jacob, your project transformed the VFW in Roslyn, not only for the people who were working on it with you, but also for the VFW, the people who are there every day, and for the neighborhood around. And Jackson, when you led us in the transformation of the lot just outside this church, you were changing the lives and the opportunities and experiences of this church community and of its neighbors. So in doing these things, taking each task one at a time, you have eaten the elephant. I mean, you've taken on and accomplished a huge body of work. And all those check marks in your books, all those badges, now here we are at your Eagle Court of Honor. And I'm very proud of both of you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing about what comes next for each of you. Thanks.
Now I'd like to welcome Mr. Dave Kerr, who worked with the Eagle candidates as the troop's advancement committee co-chair, to provide an overview of the Trail to Eagle. This is very important for the younger scouts who are just beginning their adventure down the trail to higher ranks.
Thank you, Kerry. The rank of Eagle is the pinnacle of scouting BSA. Each year, only about 6% of the eligible scouts attain the rank nationwide. To achieve this highest honor, a scout must advance in rank from scout through tenderfoot, second class, first class, star, and life ranks. They must earn at least 21 merit badges, 14 of them specifically required. They must hold leadership positions in the troop. They must also demonstrate leadership ability and scout spirit. In addition, they must plan, develop, and lead others in a service project that is helpful to their community, school, or religious institution. Finally, with the Scoutmaster's recommendation, an Eagle Scout Board of Review must approve the Eagle candidate. The Eagle Scout badge is a symbol of the completion of a long and challenging trail, but more important, it represents a beginning or rededication to the scouting principles, which include the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. As an Eagle Scout, more is expected of a young person. They have become a guide to other Scouts and an example in their school, place of worship, and community. Now I invite Mr. Kerry Johnston to present the Eagle Charge. Mr. Johnston is a former Troop 648 Scoutmaster who played a vital role in these Eagle Scouts' scouting career and is an Eagle Scout himself from Troop 32 in Middleton, New Jersey.
You did it! You did it! Congratulations. And it was an absolute pleasure to get to know you. Jacob, I knew you, you came to the troop relatively late, but you were dedicated and you took it seriously, and here you are. Congratulations. And Jackson, I know you the longest, from when you were a Cub Scout all the way to where you are now. And you're also not only a member of the Boy Scouts, Troop 648, Troop of the Eagle, but also the Spikes Patrol. As was mentioned earlier, 6 of the 8 Spikes earned Eagle, which is kind of amazing. We have Evan in the back, and he was another Spike. Thank you, Evan, for coming. And Marcus's parents are here. Any other Spike parents here? Yep, my wife here, right there, Beverly. Oh, and Mr. Kerr right here. So the Spikes have, truly a tremendous history And I asked Jackson, I said, what made the Spikes so amazing? And the answer that he gave me during his Eagle Board of Review was that they were just really good friends. And I think that is kind of what scouting is. It's building friendships, building connections. And they've been doing that since 1908. The scouting movement across many nations has constituted a wholesome and significant influence in the world's history. Jack and Jacob, you have been counted worthy of this high rank of Eagle Scout and Scouts BSA. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of high honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you are expected to exemplify in your daily life the high principles and values expressed in the Scout Oath and Law, and this is a great undertaking. Your responsibility, however, goes beyond scouting. It extends to your duty as citizens of your community, your country, and to the world. And I challenge you to undertake your citizenship with solemn dedication. Live and serve so that those who know you will be inspired to the highest ideals of life. I challenge you to be among those who dedicate their hearts and hands to the common good. The Eagle rank represents proficiency in scouting skills, and it also represents, as was mentioned, years of hard work, strength of character, persistence, and more important, it is an indicative of what lies ahead in the future as you grow into adulthood. It is fitting at this time to explain that is not only does the Eagle Badge signify your achievement, it also signifies certain obligations on your part. The foremost obligation of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of character. A Scout is trustworthy. That is the first point of the Scout Law, and for good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to them, but because of the vital significance of the example they set for others. Living honorably reflects credit on their home troop and the community. May the white badge of the Eagle Badge, the white color of the Eagle Badge, remind you to always live with honor. There we are. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. Let's see. A Scout is true to their family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. Loyalty is being part of a team and working together with others. It is standing by your work, your promise, and your pledge. It is also feeling that you give to others, feeling that they can count on you. Let the blue of the Eagle Badge always inspire your loyalty. You deserve, oops, oh, all right, turn the page. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage gives your character strength. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face danger, adversity, or hardship, but the determination to stand up for what's right. With faith in God and your fellow men, you are able to face each other unafraid and seek your share of the world's work to do. Let the red of the Eagle Badge remind you always of courage. The final obligation is service. Extend a helping hand just as others have aided you. The scroll of the Eagle Badge serves as a reminder of the daily good turn and takes on new meaning when you enter a more adult life of continuing service to others. As an Eagle, protect and defend the weak and helpless, comfort and aid the unfortunate and oppressed, uphold the rights of others as well as your own. Remember, real leadership is founded on real service. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and onward. At this time, I ask Scoutmaster Franklin Cater to come forward again and administer the Eagle Scout Pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Yeah. Eagle candidates, please come forward. And will all Eagle Scouts please stand and join these Scouts in reaffirming the Eagle Scout Pledge? Please give the Scout sign and repeat after me. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example. My rank and my influence count strongly. For better scouting and for better citizenship. In my troop and in my community. And in my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. Scouts remain standing. Fellow Eagles, you may be seated. It's time now to present the Eagle Awards. Each Scout will receive his award with his parents, and Mr. Kerr will assist me in conferring the awards and presenting the certificates. Parents, would you please come up and to join your sons? It's Troop 648's tradition for Scout parents to place the Eagle neckerchief around their son's neck to show that they will continue to support him. Parents, please present your sons with the Eagle neckerchief and slide. It's now time for the Eagle candidates to recognize your parents by presenting an Eagle pin to your mother in appreciation for your parents' love and faith in you. So please present the Eagle pin to your mothers. By the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it's my privilege, pleasure, and honor to award you the Eagle Scout Medal. May the pledge you have taken remain graven in your heart always. Parents, you may return to your seats. I'm going to turn the lectern over to David Kerr for a minute here.
Jacob and Jack, congratulations. I welcome you to the Fellowship of Eagle Scouts. I received my Eagle Scout more than 30 years ago from Troop 766 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And in those years has continually enriched my life. It is now yours. Your Eagle Award will go far beyond scouting. When you apply to college or apply to a job, Eagle Scout will help on your application. I know this because it has helped me. More than that, the things you have done, the leadership, the character you have developed will serve you better than a certificate or a piece of ribbon in a frame. You will have opportunities to be of service to others through your school, your work, and through scouting, because you know that what you can accomplish. In the years to come, you will meet others who are Eagles too, and there will be an instant bond of camaraderie, for you have each shared a common experience. You know that you can trust the other, and the other will be a friend as a fellow scout. The comradeship among Eagles extends throughout the world. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law and the ideals of scouting be your guide for today and in the future. Congratulations.
Please join me in congratulating our new Eagle Scouts. Jacob, Jack, it's your turn. Now we get to hear from you. Come on up.
I would first like to thank everyone that helped me become an Eagle Scout. I thank my parents, my Scoutmasters, my fellow Scouts, and all the adults who volunteered for Troop 648. You have done a great job. I would not be giving this speech today without your support. A year or so after crossing over, I quit Boy Scouts, and it took a 4-year-long hiatus. The reason I rejoined Scouting was because a classmate of mine, who was a Scout, needed to recruit new members for his troop. He invited me to a troop meeting one day out of the blue, and I'd said I'd come just for the fun of it. Little did I know where saying yes would eventually lead. At this troop meeting, I met their Scoutmaster. My dad and I sat down with him and began planning my path to Eagle. Starting at 16 with few merit badges as tenderfoot meant that I would need to complete all 21 merit badges and the requirements for 6 ranks within 2 years. The window was very, very tight, which meant that I would have to move at a fast pace. All of it felt intimidating. If I was unsure about making Eagle before, making it under these constraints seemed even more difficult. However, I was not alone. My Scoutmasters went above and beyond to help me meet this goal. My parents reminded me to work on my merit badges every day so I wouldn't forget. I worked with other Scouts in planning campouts, so I'd complete my cooking and camping badges, which oftentimes took months of work to complete even one requirement. Other than helping me advance, these campouts were opportunities to get to know other people in my troop. I've met many interesting people across my years of scouting. People who've made memories that I'm very thankful for. Some of my favorite memories were cooking meals for my patrol. I love to cook, and I find outdoor cooking to be the most exciting kind. Whether it's burgers on charcoal, grilling chicken, or boiling rice, I've enjoyed making delicious food for others throughout my scouting career. I would like to thank Troop 648 for giving me so many chances to serve others with this skill of mine. I would like to close by talking about my Eagle Scout project. For my project, I chose to refurbish the John Lyon Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 3150 here in Arlington, a place where veterans can get together, attend various events, engage in community service, and socialize with other vets. As an establishment that's been serving veterans for 90 years, many of its structures have become old and need to be replaced. To help them out, I worked with my beneficiary, John Bedell, to help fix up the VFW. When the due date came around and my beneficiary and I began our work, what happened next, I did not expect. So many people showed up. A dozen scouts, 11 adult scout leaders and volunteers came to help. Even adults that weren't associated with BSA came to my aid. With all these people giving me their support, I was able to complete the project with amazing efficiency. To everyone that came to my Eagle Scout project, I can't thank you enough. I would not have been able to do this without you. My years of scouting have taught me how to plan ahead, how to be a leader, how to be resourceful, how to survive in the outdoors, and how to serve others. I'm thankful for this experience and know that it will stay with me for the rest of my life. I'd like to thank you all for being a part of that journey. I'm proud to be the Troop of the Eagles 152nd Eagle Scout. Thank you.
As Mr. Cater mentioned earlier, there's a prescribed path to get to Eagle. There's the BSA way. We have a list of requirements going from Scout all the way through Eagle, a workbook at Eagle full of different forms and instructions and things to help us know where to go. Standing here today, there's no more instructions. This speech doesn't have a prompt. It doesn't have really any recommendations, just supposed to say something. So, as a younger scout at other Court of Honors, hearing from other Eagle Scouts, and generally just wanting to get to the food at the end, I'd always planned to make my speech pretty short. But, given my circumstances, the way I got my Eagle was very challenging and was only possible with the help of a lot of other people. And so this speech has to be a little longer because I need to thank those people. Starting with my parents, who helped me just stay motivated to come back to work on scouting, reminded me even when I didn't want to be reminded, supported me through the project, read over my proposals, my emails, generally just all around supportive of my effort. Beyond that, within the troop leadership, especially Mr. Cater and Mr. Lisk, the Scoutmaster and Eagle advisor, were both completely on board with helping me get my Eagle, despite how far I had to go and how short of a time I had to get there. In the space of about 6 months, I had to get 7 merit badges, plan an Eagle project, execute that project, and finish up the last few requirements. They helped me plan those out. They helped me plan out the individual merit badges. They helped push me to get things done on time. And I wouldn't have made it through the process without them. Additionally, for those 7 merit badges, I had a counselor for each. Those counselors were Mr. Johnston, Mr. Kerr, and Mr. Cullen. Each of them responsible for multiple merit badges because of how many I had procrastinated doing. But all of them were supportive and helpful throughout the process and made sure I got it done, or helped me make sure I got it done on time, which was the main issue, considering that some of my requirements were done on the last day. Additionally, a major component of an Eagle Major component of the Eagle rank is the service project. So I would like to thank Clarendon Presbyterian Church and Pastor Alice specifically for giving me the opportunity to do a project here. That project that's been mentioned outside, which was pretty last minute as planning goes, and they were also incredibly helpful and on board the entire way. There are dozens, maybe more, other people throughout the troop over my entire scouting career that helped me. But during these last 6 months was when I needed that help the most. And these people in particular made it possible to get through that. And the last group of people I have to thank for that is the Spikes Patrol, including Evan, who's here today. They're the other scouts who had gotten Eagle before me and who I wanted to get Eagle with. They went out on the campouts and hikes with me to get my last requirements when I needed people to come with me. And they were the ones who helped motivate me to keep going. So, while it's not as many fun stories as I might have thought I'd announce, I think this is more meaningful and important. This is what the Eagle Scout rank was to me. It took a lot of people's help, and learning to be able to accept that help and get through such a difficult process was an incredibly valuable experience, and the relationships I built along the way were as well. So for any other procrastinators out there, especially in Troop 648, you have people to lean on. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. That was Jack and Jacob. Those were wonderful remarks, and congratulations to you. So everyone, again, please join me in a round of applause for our two newest Eagle Scouts. So I now ask Pastor Toole to deliver the benediction. Everyone, please rise.
Let us pray. Dear God, an Eagle Scout of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to be to another, to be leaders and exemplary citizens who are trustworthy and honorable in all they do. Bless all of Jackson and Jacob's future endeavors. Walk with them wherever their lives take them, and give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. May all of us gathered here be also committed to these ideals to instruct us to lead better lives. May all of us always follow our own trails, discovering who we are by striving into the unknown. And the priestly benediction for Numbers. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.